Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. We got our Loud and Local Band of the Week, and this week, it's Of the Heavy Sun. Our Loud and Local Band of the Week, Of the Heavy Sun. You want to find out how you can get their music? Just go to the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com.
I know right now they're currently writing and recording some new music that's going to be on their upcoming full-length record, but to tie you over, they put out an EP last year produced by Jack and Dino, and it's called Pink Days.
And if you want to know what's going on locally when it comes to Seattle music, well, check out Loud and Local. It's a show we got Sunday nights at 8 o'clock right here on The Rock. 2 solid hours of great Pacific Northwest music. Bands like Of the Heavy Sun. Edition. It is time to be Migs. We made it. It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Why do you believe young Daniel is jumping? Oh, wow. Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Party. Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy National Fart Day.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Right before the all the dip and all the everything we're going to have.
I mean, Monday would also be National Fart, or maybe it's International Fart Day.
Yeah, it will be.
Super Fart Day.
Let's get to our contestant. We got Scott in Seattle. Scott, are you there?
I am.
Excellent. All right, Steve, get out of here.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Wait, you're going to my room. Uh-oh. For those playing at home, Scott will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Scott, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Ready.
Who played Ellis Boyd Redding in the 90s movie The Shawshank Redemption?
Morgan Freeman.
Yes. What major U.S. city is serviced by O'Hare International Airport?
Chicago.
Yes. In what decade was musician Bobby Brown born?
70s.
No.
60s.
60s, yes. Ralph Nader was the Green Party presidential nominee in 96 and what other year?
2000.
Yes. Steve Urkel is a fictional character from what sitcom?
Pass.
With video entertainment, what does the H stand for with VHS?
Home.
Yes. What is the oldest marathon race in the U.S.?
The Boston Marathon.
Yes. What food is usually left out for Santa Claus on Christmas Eve?
Cookies and milk.
Yes. Which city does Fred, Wilma, Barney, and Betty live in?
Bedrock.
Yes. And what year did Hank Aaron pass away?
This year, 2021.
Yes. Steve Urkel is a fictional character from what sitcom?
Family Ties.
No.
Close.
So close.
Oh, so close, Scotty.
But that answer doesn't matter.
Yeah.
9 correct, though. Really good score.
You're thinking of Skippy, not Urkel.
That's right.
Skippy was the Family Ties guy.
Yep. Well, we'll have to see how Steve does if he can get that perfect score. If he is still king.
I don't know.
Of this room in this chair, or
a tough one for Steve. It's almost worth betting breakfast.
It almost is.
Anybody want to bet breakfast? Besides, because we know Red won't.
Anybody?
No?
Anybody?
Bueller.
Nobody wants
Bueller?
Look at that. Vicky's paying attention. Danny just staring at his phone.
It is pretty amazing that these two millennials that we've hired are just literally never paying attention to us.
Yep.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure about this generation clash that we have in this gap. I don't like it.
All right, then. Are you ready, Steve? Wow.
Oh, there we go.
Who played Ellis Boyd Redding in the 90s movie The Shawshank Redemption?
I'll never get that.
Christian Bale?
No.
Christian Bale.
Random.
Wow.
Oh, no. Liam Neeson.
No.
Certain set of skills.
Jim Varney.
No. What major U.S. city is serviced by O'Hare International Airport?
Chicago.
Yes. In what decade was musician Bobby Brown born?
60s.
Yes. Ralph Nader was the Green Party presidential nominee in 96 and what other year?
+4. 2000.
Yes.
Good job.
Steve Urkel is a fictional character from what sitcom?
Did I do that? Family Matters.
Yes.
Yeah.
With video entertainment, what does the H stand for in VHS?
Home.
Yes. What is the oldest marathon race in the U.S.?
This show.
No.
Boston Marathon. You got that right, buddy.
What food is usually left out for Santa Claus on Christmas Eve?
Crack.
No.
Cookies and milk.
Yes. What city do Fred, Wilma, Barney, and Betty live in?
Bedrock.
Yes. And Steve, you lose 8-9.
Oh, good job, Scott.
Wow. I guess I'm king on fart day. So that's.
I have to relinquish my crown.
Yeah.
You do. King
It's
Scott
Sir Scott
has spoken. And King Scott, you get this.
Ooh, nice.
Well, Steve gets this.
Yeah.
But it's in Sir Scott's honor.
True.
Oh, Steve ain't the king no more.
It's the royal song for right now. You did not get who Ellis Boyd Redding was in Shawshank Redemption. Scott did. It was Morgan Freeman.
Oh.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that either.
I missed it in the first couple of minutes that I watched of that movie.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember any actor.
Yeah.
All I remember is a gun.
I don't remember that at all. So
maybe you need to watch the movie.
Maybe I should.
Yeah.
And then you didn't get to the last question, which would have at least gotten you a tie. In which year did Hank Aaron pass away?
2021.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
sorry, Steve.
Sorry. You lose.
You lose. Good day, sir. Hey, I am not a huge fan of this TikTok thing, but I might have to turn my whole thought around because somebody named Kayla Weeks might be like the best detective ever for me because she posted a video on TikTok showing a sheet cake that she bought at a McDonald's in Omaha. You heard me, a sheet cake.
Yeah, dude, I don't even know what to make of this. I saw this morning, and is this a thing? Does McDonald's have sheet cakes? It's like a little mini sheet cake. It's like an 8x10.
I know, and it's got Ronald on there, vanilla icing. There's Ronald on there at $9, and it's a chocolate cake with white frosting, and there's Ronald as a decoration.
Check this bad boy out.
That's a sheet. That's a damn sheet friggin' cake. Now, how is this happening?
Do you think if I go to McDonald's, like you could just be like, "Yo, hook me up with the sheet cake"? And are they going to say yes?
Is it like In-N-Out? It's a secret menu thing. Is every McDonald's doing this?
I've never heard of this before until this morning.
So
I'm today years old to find out that McDonald's has a sheet cake.
Some employees have weighed in on both sides of this issue. Some employees are saying their stores do not have cakes, but one said, quote, "Oh yeah, all McDonald's have cakes." So
come on, we know enough people that listen that work at a McDonald's or have worked at a McDonald's.
I never heard of this.
Please let us know.
Matter of fact, we had to get a birthday cake for my buddy, as a matter of fact, recently, and we could have done it at McDonald's. We would have loved that. We had no idea.
So they had like a back room just full of sheet cakes?
Yeah. McDonald's is not...
what's the shelf life on this?
Meanwhile, Ronald has had nothing to say about this. He's unusually quiet. Even the Hamburglar will not speak on this.
Someone says it's part of the birthday package for celebrations held in the play area.
Oh.
So maybe if you go to one that has a play area.
Oh. And, well, nobody's going to the play area, but they still have the ability to make the cakes. So, sure. You know what? I mean, you go, hey, listen, I know I can't go in the ball pit and have my party here, but my kid loves Ronald. Can't we get one of them damn cakes?
I don't understand this. This is something that I've never known all these years.
All these years,
I would have gotten a McDonald's sheet cake.
Plus, you could get the ice cream to go with it. This is a dream come true.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Oh, man, this is BS.
Nobody's.
I mean, really, how long has this been going on? Where? I mean,
I don't know, but our texters aren't telling us. I would imagine that this must be maybe a non-disclosure.
I would have taken Joey and Sarah to McDonald's so many times for their birthday. They would have loved that if I didn't know there was sheet cake.
Someone says it's for the kids' birthday parties. Don't you know that they do birthday parties, right?
Well, I do, but I didn't
know that they do birthday parties, to be honest with you.
I knew that, but I thought you had to provide the cake.
When COVID's over, can we celebrate my birthday at McDonald's?
Of course we can.
Okay.
Yeah, you kidding me? Whatever you want, Steve.
Someone says all of them have McDonald's. Our buddy Photog Jim from King 5, he says, I worked at McDonald's when I was a teen, and they had sheet cakes with birthday parties. That was 30 years ago, though, in Ohio.
Photog Jim, it's the biggest kept secret ever, because so many of us do not know this. You know, I would think you go to a place, you got to bring your own cake. Like, I think when we used to go to Chuck E. Cheese, we had to bring our own cake.
Someone says, I've been a manager at a couple different McDonald's, never seen one in my life.
Oh, okay.
Next text. All McDonald's have cakes.
What is happening?
This is very weird.
What is going on?
Oh, this one, I think this is, I worked at a McDonald's in Kent. We had no cakes, but there's lots of shootings. No, we want cake. We don't want shootings.
Yeah. That is not really what I... Okay, yeah.
So I went down to the source.
And?
To McDonald's.com, and it says, you bring the kids, we'll bring the party. You know, for Happy Meals, cake decorations, and party favors, just talk to your local McDonald's manager.
But I bet participation may vary.
Yeah. Yeah, someone says you have to have a specialist to order them. It's a thing.
A specialist? What the hell?
But you do need to have an indoor or outdoor play place, which I realize a lot of them are getting rid of them.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
I like this person
That's
says,
Americana. You can't get rid of those.
The texter says, no offense, but you guys sound like total men, husbands, and fathers. I bet a lot of moms know about this, LOL.
Hey,
right.
I did a lot of stuff with my kids.
Convincing.
25 years ago, one texter says, my little brother had his 6th birthday at McDonald's.
Your little brother is the luckiest kid ever.
It was lit.
It was lit. All right, I want to say something right now.
Oh, someone even had a sheet cake at Canadian McDonald's.
Oh.
Well, you know Canada does. They always try to beat us
at that one.
They probably had all sorts of stuff up in Canada because they're trying to prove that people should go there.
I really want a sheet cake from McDonald's so bad now.
I can't blame you, buddy. Can't blame you. I quickly just want to say something. I laughed out loud at a show yesterday. I mean, you know, I watch a lot of shows, but to actually laugh out loud, I've talked about it before. I think you got to watch Resident Alien. I laughed out loud at this new show on Sci-Fi starring Alan Tudyk, and of course he's got the greatest name ever. And it is a fish out of water story, but he is so inappropriate. I mean, the dynamic between him and this little kid, and I won't spoil why there's an adversarial dynamic between the two of them, but it is hysterical. And it's almost like a Home Alone situation about to happen between him and this kid, and I'm digging it so much. So it's called Resident Alien. There we go. Steve, you said you might watch it.
Maybe this weekend.
But I laughed out loud at the second episode, and they've got me hooked. It is time for Listeners on the Loose. This is where you pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got your calls. We got your texts at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs. Mornings on The Rock. 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino. Listeners on the Loose. Yes, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You pick the topic. You guide the show at 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. And as you are in charge of this fine ship, remember, Steve does have one rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ, and that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we are gonging you and then going to have to say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Somebody want to know, is there a show that you watch with your significant other that you would never watch on your own, but you tolerate it? For me, it's 911. Oh, see, 911's a badass show. We even watched 911 Austin, the spinoff.
Wow.
Hello. Yeah.
Well, look at this. And this person would never watch it without this Seagal.
I probably wouldn't have either, though. It's like one of those ones where I'm like, let's just give it a shot. It sounds like something that both of us will see eye to eye on. And then once we started watching, we both fell in love with it.
Yeah. I would guess, the last one I could remember that I wouldn't watch, I don't think, if she wasn't interested, would be Downton Abbey.
Ugh.
Yeah, but it turned out to be it turned out to be a much better show than I thought it would be, and I really ended up enjoying it. But there is no way I would have watched that on my own.
I'm glad my wife has never thought of even wanting to bring that one up in our household. I'm sure it's fine. It's just not. It's not in my wheelhouse.
No, it's not. It's a well done show,
right? Exactly.
But
not
it's
my
still,
wheelhouse.
Yeah, but there's a lot of you've told me about things that I know are good shows. Like, well, for instance, I know Cobra Kai is a good show. I've even watched a couple of episodes. Mm-hmm. No interest in it whatsoever. Now, if Kathy was, then maybe I'd watch it. But she hasn't.
Too bad. Rev, have you finished it?
Yeah, we finally did finish it, and you know what? It's fun. And I'm glad to see where it's going to go. I just hope it's only going to have 4 seasons.
Yeah, I think one more season's enough.
Yeah,
for Cobra Kai.
It needs to end next season.
But can we all agree that the true miracle worker in life is Dee Snider of Twisted Sister?
Yes.
Leave it at that.
Spoiler alert. Is that a spoiler?
No spoilers.
I won't spoil it.
There were no spoilers there.
No. Except that I don't remember him being at all in the series in the first couple episodes I watched.
Well, it's not like trust me, it's not a spoiler.
Okay,
it's not a spoiler.
Fair enough.
It's just Dee Snider.
All right, so Vicky, how about you? What's
I don't have a significant other, but thank you for reminding me.
Okay, well that's sad now, Steve.
I'm
Steve,
kidding.
That's really sad. All right.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, Vicky, so when you're alone.
Pretending to have a boyfriend.
What do you watch? Thinking
you don't want to know.
Pretend boyfriend would like it. Whoa. I don't want to know. We know you watch porn. You watch it whether you have a boyfriend or not.
No, but I think the closest I have to this, and it's funny because I actually am tempted to watch the show when I'm by myself, is when I'm hanging out with my foster brother, Prince Miggs. I really like the show Tots, which is a Disney children's show, like baby show.
That does count.
So I'll play it and he'll leave the room and I'll continue to watch it for hours.
Oh, okay. That's a little disturbing.
A little
okay.
bit.
I can't knock you, though. Like, I just got excited to see that Trolls World Tour or whatever that one is. It's on Netflix, all the seasons. And I'm like, cool. Not going to miss any of the episodes.
Are you watching it by yourself yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
But emphasis on yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't mess with, we watch Mighty Mike. That's another good one. Which I feel like is a current version of Tom and Jerry. It just seems the same thing. It's like a bunch of people, just chaos ensues with animals, and there's no talking.
Well, you know what? Let's be honest. When you're on this planet long enough, you start to see themes repeat.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, Steve, you, Vicky, Danny, you all know that it's not just your significant other anymore. There are shows you watch with your kids that no way would you watch on your own.
The show that I end up watching now with my wife, that it's her show, but like when it's on, I don't tell her. Like usually, like when one of us comes home, it's like if I'm watching wrestling, I'm like, okay, what do you want to watch? And she does this with this one. I'm like, it's fine, keep it on. It's not my favorite show, but I'll tolerate it. It's that Below Deck reality show.
Oh, Sarah's
all about it.
Yeah,
that show's crazy.
My wife loves that show
because it's just chaos on the water.
Yeah,
with like all these rich entitled jerks.
Yeah,
and the captain of the ship is just like he doesn't take any. Captain of the ship.
Yeah, he doesn't take any ship on the ship.
That guy, I love that guy because he's just cursing him out and gets all pissed off.
Oh, that's great.
And he's got like hot coworkers. Everything about it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I wanted to get into it. I really did because Kathy likes a lot of those reality shows, and I actually go, you know what, I'm going to go do something else. That's the one, I draw the line on any of those reality shows. Outside of like a Survivor or a competition show, I just can't do it. Mm-hmm. Just can't do it. And I think another show is Alone. I don't think I would watch any of it. I wouldn't watch that show, which is basically people trying to survive in the wilderness by themselves and outlast each other by just who's the last one to say, I'm going to go home. And I would never watch that without her. And then we went through all 6 seasons. We haven't done the 7th yet.
So it's a Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. My wife got me watching that. That's funny because I remember
that?
It's a sitcom. I can't remember. I think it's on NBC. I can't remember, but it's
never
kind
heard
of a quirky sitcom. I remember seeing like trailers for it. I'm like, I don't know if my wife would dig that one. So I was like, I'll probably never watch it. I came home one day. I'm like, oh, she's watching it. And she's pretty much done with it. So I'm like, I guess I'm not watching this one.
Oh, that sucks. I hate that.
But when do I tell her not to watch something? She's stay at home. I mean, so like,
Yeah, you do. You're the man of the house. You tell her we have shows together.
Okay, yeah, I'm really going to get that upset about a television show.
You go, we have shows. Dude, I'll tell you.
How dare you when Tatum's taking a nap, watch something that I would have watched.
Do you want to watch crap or do you want to make sure the show's
Yes, I watch wrestling. I like watching crap, BJ.
No, but that's crap you like. You don't want to watch crap that she likes. You want to watch crap you both like. I'm telling you, guys, you say what you want, but I mean, I get mad at Kathy. Go, look, we have to find shows that we love together, so you need to not watch something that I'm tolerant of, and I will do the same for you. I will not watch a show without you if you're tolerant of it.
So would Steve have watched Grey's Anatomy on his own? Absolutely not.
Oh, God, no.
And then we've kind of, luckily, we're done with that one.
It's got 90 seasons? I mean, they really, everybody should be dead by now with their anatomy.
You know what it took, though? Them wearing masks. Like, all of a sudden we put on an episode and it was just like the entire episode was all of them were wearing, and my wife's just like, we got to deal with the mask crap everywhere else we go. Like, can we not have it on our television shows? Like, you know what I mean? Like, can we get a break from mask life? And I was like, you're right. We shouldn't watch this. And we haven't watched another episode.
Look at you. Look at you just looking for the parachute. Okay.
Well, dude, the show, we've been holding on hope for a show that's just should have been they shouldn't have taken it out back and put it out of its misery 2 seasons ago.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I think that's 15 seasons has it had? I mean, it's just nuts.
The last couple have just been unnecessary.
Now I think they're going for the marathon, like maybe the longest live action primetime show. I think they might be going for that now.
Or just the paycheck.
Well, who doesn't want that? Yeah. Damn. Someday someone's going to have to basically just operate on Meredith Grey because she's going to be in critical condition for the entire season because she's so old.
For all I know, she is, but they were wearing masks, so we're not watching it.
I agree with that. We've had a lot of conversation in our business about what do you want to be? What kind of a show do you want to be? Do you want to reflect reality or do you want to be a distraction from reality? And I'm 100% with you. I don't want to see this on TV. I see it everywhere. Let me go back to what life was like before this and maybe give me hope of what life can be like after this. I don't want to see it.
For all I know, they're probably just so worried that if they don't do that there will be backlash, even though it's a fictional thing. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing it in a bubble
they are a hospital, aren't they? On that show.
I guess they reflects on whatever's going on.
Yeah, of course they have to. I mean, that's what people are in the hospitals are doing. They are wearing masks. So
I guess it's it'd probably be a massive story arc on the show. We're just not feeling it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess if that's the one show where if they're going to be a hospital in real time, then they'd probably be wearing masks.
A lot of people won't agree with you about Resident Alien. My daughter and I love Resident Alien. Another one, BJ. Funniest show I've seen in a while. Resident Alien.
It made me laugh out loud last night, and I didn't expect it. But Alan Tudyk is just doing a great job. Is this awkward, weird human being because he's basically an alien trying to pretend to be a human being, but he doesn't know anything about our culture and the things that he does and says, which it really is a great lesson in humanity. It's like, if you're an alien and you came here, you'd be like, why is this bad? What are you mad at me for? And yet the protocols are horrible. And it is a fun show. It's on Sci-Fi. And for you, of course, I don't have to tell you Serenity and Firefly fans who Alan Tudyk is, but he is really good in the role. And you know what? They got some, I think, some cool women in the role too. If you know what I'm saying.
Cool women.
You know the Steve kind of women. That's all I'm gonna say.
Steve kind of women.
That's all I'm going to say.
Sweet dumpers.
Well, I didn't want to bring it up in front of everybody, but okay, that's it. Yeah, so there you go. Resident Alien, Sweet Dumpers. What do you need to know?
So since you guys keep talking about your station turning 50, congratulations. What's your best memory from working at the station?
The day we hired Danny.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful day.
Yeah, that was just,
I love you guys.
Just wonderful. Wow.
Well, so Friday, a week from today, it's going to be the KSW 50 celebration all morning. Also with Ryan Castle, the men's room, Taryn Daly. We're all going to be chatting with some Seattle luminaries, some rock stars as well, members of Guns N' Roses, members of Nirvana, members of Foo Fighters. Well, hell, if Dave Grohl called, we'd knock off Kill Two Birds with One Stone. Or feed two birds with one scone.
There you go. That's it. Please. Yes. Don't get Peter on us.
Mike McCready from Pearl Jam is going to be joining us. Joel McHale, Ray Wilson. It's going to be a great day.
Boy, gosh, Steve. I mean, there's been so many memories. The one that sticks out, and it was relatively early in my career, is with Eddie Vedder.
That was like month 2, I think, of us doing the show. But it was soon into the start of the show.
Yes. Yeah. And it was just amazing. First of all, it's like, Eddie doesn't do interviews he's doing what? Okay. Yeah. And then afterwards, him going, you've got to be the greatest radio interviewer ever. And I'm just like, what? And so that still
cool.
stands out. That was a really, really big highlight of being here at the station.
I think you spoiling the birth announcement of my child.
That's not a highlight. That's a low light.
No, that's a highlight.
Dude. I mean, it could be construed as a low light. I'm not even goofing. Like, that was such a funny moment because it just was like, of course, that's how the announcement would make. We couldn't plan it any better than that.
I suck.
Like, the way I had it planned, I was like, maybe I could have put a little bit more effort into this. Like, it was just me prank calling my parents until they finally told them, and we were going to play it on the air to get their reaction. But you just screwing it up was so awesome.
All right. Well, I'm glad you can see that now, because at the time, boy, I really felt like a jerk.
Well, yeah, you were a jerk. But
okay, thank you.
I'm kidding. I thought that was a fun way, and also it's just a massive moment in my a personal life and professional mixing into one thing, and then just the outpouring of love of the Rockaholics on the text line, and knowing that the story that we went through of just trying, and it resonated with a lot of people that are also having issues with infertility, and that meant a lot. So I think that, to me, selfishly, but that's the question, my favorite memory from working at the station, it would be that.
And really, isn't the station also responsible for you meeting your wife?
Yeah, roundabout way. Yeah, absolutely. She was. Her friend was a big fan of the station, took her to one of our foul ball softball games, and she didn't know anything much about the station or who the hell I was, but she came up to me and said hi so that her friend could say hi to me, and then fireworks went off. Pew pew. Okay, maybe not.
Oh, it must have been, dude, because, I forget that's how that happened, that she was doing a solid for her friend and she didn't really care about you.
No. Yeah. And honestly, I thought she was hanging out with a dude, so I wasn't even chatting her up, and then the dude, it was just a friend of hers, and he's like, hey, just to let you know, we're not a item, we're just friends. I could see there's a little thing going on, and I'm like, oh, all right, well, hey, I'm going to buy you a drink to thank you for that. And
then
I'm going to stop talking to you.
Yeah, that guy basically made your life.
Life changing.
Yeah, that's
pretty badass.
Isn't it wild how stuff happens?
You just never know. That's why whenever I'm I was at Maple Valley in the Red Dog Saloon, I drive by that, I always get a big smile because that's where we met.
Aww. Dude, and it's so weird. Because we get together, we get you hired on the show, and how that all came to be. Because normally in your situation, you were basically working for another company. Normally they go F that, and it worked out that everybody was okay with it. If all that doesn't happen, you probably don't meet her.
You just
Isn't that
never
insane?
know. I think about all that kind of stuff.
I think about the left turns. What if I turned left instead of right? What would that have been?
Well, I was telling someone, one of my buddies from Canada, I'm like, I almost took a job in Canada before all this. I almost was going to work over at the Fox radio station in Canada.
That's right.
And I was all on board for it, and then it didn't work out for whatever reasons. But, they were, it was granted, I was really drunk at the night, and I was like, I'll sign the contract right now. Because they were I told them, I was I'll sign the contract right now if you can get me a joint. And I didn't realize how easy it was to get weed in Vancouver at that time. Within
this is how your contract could have been done. I've been doing my whole career wrong.
Well, the rest of the members of the show that they were trying to court, they were just yeah, we want to think this through first. I'm I'm signing it. I don't care about you guys.
Oh, that's nuts.
They gave me oysters, alcohol, and a joint.
Yeah, that's what else do you need?
But imagine that, those kind of things where it's wow, that would have been just insane to think what life would have been like if I went down that road.
All right, Rev, how about you? What was your favorite memory of the show?
Wow, God, Steve, that was so good. Yeah,
50 years.
Probably being able to go out with the station and everybody out to the Gorge and watch Soundgarden perform.
Okay. That was cool.
That was, I think, my first time ever going to the Gorge and just having the chance to sit on the hillside and just watch them play as the sun was going down. I'll never forget that.
Vicky, I'm going to take the pressure off you. Besides, getting to know me and having me mentor your life. Besides that, what else?
You getting us fast food for the first time ever, and you got lost.
Yeah, that was
fantastic. Yeah. Actually, I was going to say when we changed the name to BJ and Migs, that was just such a very touching moment. That that was the random first one I thought of between that and when we won the Best of Northwest award at Live Day.
Oh, that was awesome because it was confetti.
So cool.
And then, we had the Queen cover band playing. Was it We Are the Champions?
We Are the Champions.
Afterwards, it's I had no idea. So it was truly a shock.
That was a great
I didn't tell any of you guys that. That's right.
Yeah, that was a great station moment because we were all there. The whole station was pretty much there. And that was a fun moment. That was. All right, Danny. I should ask you, what moment made you cry more?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, obviously. Yeah. No, my first day on the air here, when I first walked in, it's always been a dream of mine to work in a big radio station, especially a rock radio station. And so just walking through the doors on my first day, like being like, wow, this is actually happening. It just made me like, I'm walking into a legendary radio station with a legendary morning show, and I get to be a part of it now. And they're my family, so it's great.
That sucked too, because then we replaced that morning show sometime after.
Yeah. Sorry, dude.
Yeah,
those guys are gone now.
Sorry about that legendary show.
The person just said I drove by the Red Dog at the exact same time that you said that. LOL. Wow. That's trippy, man.
What the hell? Maybe your dream come true person's there.
Yeah, your future significant other is in there.
Yeah.
They're probably closed right now, so that'd be weird.
Right. You pick the topic, you guide the show. It's listeners on the loose, 206-421-ROCK, or you can text us at 77999. Your calls, your texts at 935 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
New on Curiosity Stream. Deformed trees, mutated wildlife, and no humans for miles. 10 years after the disaster at Fukushima, see what this irradiated ecosystem can teach us about nuclear fallout on Radioactive Forest. Plus, looking for the most diverse marine life on the planet? Dive into the Coral Triangle and experience a frenzy of wildlife you've got to see to believe on nature's greatest secret. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
It started with the text about some favorite memories of KSW. Some people have been chiming in about some of their favorite memories. I'm sure we're going to take a lot of calls and texts from Rockaholics on Friday as well. Talk about your favorite memories from KISW since we're celebrating our 50th year anniversary.
Just a week from today.
A week from today. Somebody said my favorite was when you guys all tried Bang energy drinks. That was pretty good.
Bang, bang!
Oh, yeah. That was chaos.
Yeah, it was. I think I'm lucky I'm still alive because with my constitution, I shouldn't have been jazzing myself up that way. I was seeing stars.
Was that a Bang Friday?
Bang Friday, yeah.
That was great.
I think we were thinking about doing it every Friday, and then after one, we were like, I don't think it's good for my ticker.
Yeah, no. I'm with you, brother.
Also, on agrees with Vicky. I cried for Steve when that happened with the name change. I always wondered if Steve actually was surprised if he knew it was happening. Well, I forced them all to do this. Like, this was all, against their will.
You knew that we were going to change your name. You did not know.
Right. I didn't know about the show name.
Yeah, we were going to change the show name. And people might, if you don't know, Steve just said, look, man, you know what? I don't want to be Steve the Producer anymore. I don't really want that nickname. I think that, my nickname is Migs. Can't we go by that? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I don't care. Right. Whatever you want to do. But then I really thought, you've done such a great job. So many people love you, and it really just felt like, the name of the show just doesn't seem right, and we're going to change your name anyway. So I said, hey man, I went to the boss and go, I think I want to do this, and the boss is like, this is like, you sure? I go, I think it's the right thing to do. I said, but let's not tell Steve though if we're going to do it. And he was like, that's actually a pretty cool idea.
You had all the production done. You even had T-shirts made with the new logo. Everything about it was
he knocked
really cool.
It out of the park. Mm-hmm. He was when he said, yeah, this is a good idea. He shocked me with how far he wanted to go with the surprise. And Yeah, it was. I had no idea, what a great moment it was because, getting your name on a show. I mean, we're all in this business for the longest time, and getting your name on a show is really a powerful thing. And I remember, how it meant a lot to Spike and Joe when Bob started calling the show Bob, Spike, and Joe, and not just the Bob Rivers Show, and how much it meant to those guys. And so I just felt, I had a lot of good mentors and examples in my life, and it's just like, dude, you got to do this. I mean, Steve is just as much of a host of the show as you are. This has got to get done.
Someone said my favorite was hearing the Kraken announcement with you guys. That was so much fun.
That was fun.
Oh, I can't wait for that to start.
I couldn't believe it. I still don't believe it's called the Kraken.
No, there was a moment like a couple weeks ago where I was just looking at one of the shirts I was wearing, and I'm like, it is so ridiculous because I felt like this started as a giant joke.
Yeah.
And it just continued to pick up. I thought it was a joke, and I completely dismissed the name. I'm like, that's just silly. And then because honestly, I had no idea what a Kraken was. Like, I never thought about it as what it was. And then I started reading about what Krakens are, and I'm like, actually, it's kind of a cool name.
I really felt like our show, I don't know, I felt like we were the first ones to come up with the idea. Now, I'm sure that isn't the case, but early on we were calling for this. That's why I couldn't believe they picked it.
And it was more of just a joke for us to be like, oh, crack house, crackheads.
Yeah.
But now, I can't even imagine what the team, that just feels like the team name, and they haven't even played one game yet.
And I will say to this day, and really hats off to the Kraken management, because that logo is perhaps one of the best logos I've seen in sports. I have never loved a logo as much as that. And I've had things to say about the Seahawks uniforms and, when they gave us the new ones. I've always been critical of almost everything. That logo, as soon as I saw it, I was like, man, what a beautiful job. And then you go to the history of the logo, like why they picked the colors they picked, which you can go look up. It's just insane. Such a good logo.
They put a lot of time, thought, and creativity into it. And I can't, it's so much fun now, like just when you go to like a Target or anywhere and you just see people wearing a Kraken shirt. It's just like, holy smokes, we're like starting to become a hockey town. Like, they haven't had a hockey game yet, and then seeing Kraken gear at like, at Albertsons or a QFC or something like that. Like, that's just so cool.
And I love seeing that they have a team shop at Bellevue Square.
Yeah, Danny and I think about hitting that up soon.
Yeah. Do it, dude.
Yeah, we're starting to realize that we don't have enough Kraken gear yet.
Yeah. And plus you're in Bellevue Square, so you probably can get yourself a nice little tasty cheese curd lasagna over there.
I mean, that's oddly specific, but sure.
Oh, dude, I go by three. It's like the Beecher's cheese curd lasagna at this restaurant, and I'm just like,
sounds amazing.
I almost wanted to get that for the Super Bowl since I'm just pretty much being by myself.
Maybe we do that as well. We could Kraken gear and eat cheese curd lasagna.
I'm down.
You like Beecher's cheese, don't you?
I love it.
You like lasagna, don't you?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
This is why it's the greatest, and I haven't had one yet because every time I go by there, it's like I'm on a day where I'm eating like how I'm supposed to, so I'm going, I can't do it. Oh.
So you said my favorite memory from your show was back when you guys had the beach ball lady call in.
Oh, this is the beach ball song?
I have beach balls on my wall. I have beach balls 4 feet tall. I keep beach balls in my bed because I have beach balls on my head.
I have to say, some of the characters that we haven't heard from in a while, I hope they're okay.
Yeah, Crazy Sherry. That was someone that recently asked, hey, what's up with Crazy Sherry? I'm like, I don't know.
She hasn't sent us anything.
She hasn't sent us anything. She typically calls us. Rev, has she called?
No, it's been over a year, and I'm a little worried.
More than a year.
I'm a little. Yeah, it's been over. Yeah, I'm a little worried, and I don't know. Did we ever have a contact? If it's like someone we could call, like her son.
I know like her her nieces and nephews listen to the show.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So I would hope that if they listened to the show, they would know how important she was to us because she's a hell of a character, and you'd let us know how she's doing. I mean, really,
I hope she's okay.
Yeah,
I really truly do.
Yeah, or maybe she just got taste and decided not to listen to the show anymore. Which, of course,
that could be.
We recommended that a lot for her. It was like, don't waste so much time with us. You have a life to live. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It's listeners on the loose.
Man, so lots of questions. And again, we'll be doing a bunch of these also on next Friday for the KISW 50. So if you have favorite memories, be sure to call in next week and text us, and we'll be sure to share those all morning long. But I like this one also. What is some of the worst moments you've experienced at the radio station from Ben?
Oh, at this radio station?
Yeah, the worst moment at the station. So we talked about some of our favorites.
Yeah, wow. Some of my worst moments did occur before at this station. I mean, when I got here, I have to say the team, everybody was really buttoned up, and it made my life a lot easier. But, the previous station I worked at, we weren't so buttoned up, and I had some really tough moments because of that, where I was an idiot. But here at this station, wow, man,
I mean, I don't know if
Is
they're
that
like
good news that I can't remember?
I mean, some of my worst, quote unquote worst, also look back on as some of my favorite. Like I think about like when Bobby Lee lost his mind on our show and
that was awesome,
and wasn't just getting naked in the studio, but decided to get buck naked. He's a comedian, Bobby Lee, and decided to get buck naked and lay down in front of our boss's office before the boss showed up and wouldn't move. And then it was just this like weird, awkward thing of like, dude, we need to get you. Either put clothes on, you can lay in front of our boss's office,
Bobby Lee,
or you have to stop laying in front of our boss's office and be naked in the studio. We can't have you can't have it both ways in front of our boss's office.
Now you just made me think of another guy who was out of his mind, but I love him to death. Is
that Greg Wilson?
Yeah, having to chase him around at the Rock Girl Gala because he just was out of his mind.
Having an intern specifically just to follow him around.
He was. I mean, he was into certain activities that were that people do. I don't think he does that anymore.
He was
a great
doing
guy.
a different type of COVID test back in those days.
Yes, he was. Mm-hmm. Yes, he was. And he was jacked up.
Yeah, he was trying to get on the stage to grab every single rock girl's butt. And we had to put the kibosh on that.
And the thing is that Greg is now on a lot of TV shows, and he's actually been a really good friend to me. We've had good conversation, but man, those were tough days with the Greg Wilson when he was living the dream. Bright lights, big city.
So I said Vicky's worst has to be getting lost and breaking down in tears trying to find a Jack in the Box or whatever.
Is that the worst?
Well, I mean, it led to me continuing having this job because I think you guys assumed I wasn't going to be back. Like, that's the end of this intern, but I came back, and I think that's what kind of shocked you guys, that I could take a beating if,
we had a lot of I remember we had a lot of interns back then, and then when the position opened up, I mean, I think we were all just like, this Vicky, I mean, come on. I mean, seriously, she is dedicated. She went through hell. I mean, we got to hire her.
Another one of the worst, and it's again also when I look back and I fondly look back on it, was when Jake the Snake Roberts, who was clearly not in very good shape, came in studio.
Oh, you're right.
And you tried to compliment him, and then he tried to beat your ass, and I was stuck in between the two of you, so I was in this like weird dilemma of I need to protect BJ, but I'm also about to get my ass kicked by Jake the Snake Roberts, which as a wrestling fan is really, really cool. But also it's very sad because he was in no shape to even be in the studio. So it was nice because we had him in a few years after that, and he was like sober and in great spirits and couldn't have been a nicer guy. But that was dark, man. That was the dark period of Jake the Snake Roberts.
And dude, you know how many times I'm a jerk to people, so I would expect somebody to really get at me. This was where I'm being nice to the dude, so I was shocked. Like, you guys, is this some weird world I'm living in where I'm mean to people and they don't bother me, and then I'm nice to people, and this guy literally, the look in his eyes, like you said, Steve, it was like, I will kill you. And I'm like, oh man, I can't believe I'm going to go out complimenting a guy.
Well, the dude couldn't even stand. He was in such bad shape, but then he figured out how to stand when he was about to try and like murder you.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, okay, well, that's the key to being able to get the
want to kill
energy
me
to stand is to want to hurt somebody.
Yeah, there you go. I'm a motivator. Oh man. You know what, Steve? You're bringing up all my bad moments. I put them out of my mind, but they're back in.
My worst was eating the habanero sandwich.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
That was amazing.
Recent.
It was amazing because
you were very aggressive on how much you put in your mouth.
I was. But it was amazing because we did a lot for charity that day for Coats for Kids. But man, that whole day was just ruined for me. So actually the next day too. So
oh, dude, you took one for the team.
Yeah, you did.
All right,
you did it for like the least amount of money.
I did.
Donated.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Yeah, I know. It's so true.
Right?
Yeah. Rev, how about you? Your worst moment?
Pooping my pants at the station.
Oh, that's right. That was at the beginning
also
of your
one
career.
of my favorite moments.
I can look back and laugh at it now, but I think it literally was like, 5 years before we even mentioned it on the air?
Dude, it was that was like the unspoken story of our morning show for the longest time.
Yeah.
Like we didn't even like inside joke relate, no, it was make jokes about it.
I didn't want to traumatize you.
Right.
You already did, thinking it was the dog that pooped in the lobby.
Well, yes, that was unintentional trauma, but like Steve said, I'm not going to joke about it because you were the first person I know that really just blanked his pants at work. I never met anybody that done that. I mean, Steve did it in what, grade school?
Oh, yeah, grade school.
And I didn't know you then, Steve.
And at a wedding once.
Oh, never mind. I don't remember that.
But I wasn't wearing shorts, so nobody knew.
Okay, yeah. Oh, this was, yeah. Oh,
I think that was the last time the Rev wore shorts, too.
Yeah, it really was. In my mind as I'm walking in the hall, Steve, you're bringing it, everyone's bringing it back. Can't do it. All right, here's a big question that needs to be answered. What do Ryan Castle and a roof have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:51 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, The Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and a roof have in common?
Shingles.
Yeah. You got to get the shot.
You know, if you've had chickenpox, the shingles virus is already inside of you.
Yeah.
Says Terry Bradshaw. I didn't even take it on a date first.
Yeah. That's what happens to that chicken. The chicken comes over, says, "Would like a little pox?" You're going, I have no choice in this. What, now I got shingles?
And next thing you know, you've got cedar shake inside of you.
Yeah, dude, I got the shingles shot, so I don't want them come visiting.
So wait, if I had the chicken pox, I don't have to worry about the shingles?
No, you will have the shingles at some point.
It's
inside of you, and someday it could emerge.
It could emerge.
Make your back look like asphalt tiles.
I'm not going to let it happen.
Your doctor will probably go get the shingles shot just to be sure, because it ain't fun if you get it. It is not fun at all.
It's part of getting the shingle shot, saying it 3 times fast and see if you lose against the FCC. Because I'm nervous to even say shingle shot.
No, but Beetlejuice will show up if you do that.
Fair.
So you got to be careful about that.
Yeah, and you look kind of like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, so
when you get the shingles.
I'll say, dude, that's rude. I look more like Shrek than Beetlejuice.
Wow. Yeah.
Similar skin tone.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's just delightful. Wow. It's just a lot of love in this room.
Both have bird poop on them.
That's it.
It's good luck.
Yeah, the roof and the bird poop, yeah. Hey, we got a 25-year-old guy. He was driving in Iowa this weekend. He missed a curve, hit a ditch, and his car went airborne. He flew 125 feet. And ladies and gentlemen, how would you like to be sitting at home and have a car crash into your roof? Because that's what happened.
I'm going to assume he was exceeding the recommended speed limit.
Yeah, I think he was Dukes of Hazzarding it. He survived amazingly. Police didn't tell us how his condition is. No one was inside the house at the time, thank goodness. The speed was only 35 miles per hour.
Yeah, 125 feet.
Well, that was the speed limit. He was going 115 miles per hour.
There it is.
That's what it was. That's what, he was. Hey, Ryan Castle, he's up next. He's got a 12-pack.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
I don't follow anyone's rules, man.
Oh, please.
He changes those rules.
Hold on.
He's a tastemaker.
The day he got married, he started following rules. I can see he doesn't care about what I
don't follow any rules when it comes to this room at this very moment when my wife is not here.
Yeah.
Those are the rules I don't follow, DJ.
Exactly. All of a sudden, the king of his castle is not such a big talker.
I'm the king of this chair that I'm sitting in at this current moment.
He's the king, but then the closer he gets to it's time to be the court jester again.
Back to being the jester. Let me dance for you.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. Can I leave things off of a bankruptcy, like my car?
You have to list all of your assets and creditors when you file bankruptcy. So you would have to tell the court and the trustee that you have the car or that you have a car loan. You could say that I want to keep my car and continue to make my payments on the car. But the court will need to know that you have a car and that you may have a payment on the car. So by leaving it off the bankruptcy, if you mean that you cannot disclose it to the court, the answer to that is no, you must disclose it. However, that does not mean that you'll lose those assets. You'll be able to keep things like a car and a house in almost all cases, but you must disclose them to the court. But you'll need to continue to make payments on a house or a car that you intend to keep.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.